It recording? Is it
Yeah,
recording?
it says it's
Oh yeah,
being
well,
recorded, and
and
that's
my hair is all jacked up. Welcome to Bonehead Weekly. Let's give some people some hard justice. You
what
may say, God,
what
you're
would the
coming out my
variations of hard justice be? Like, what's the alternative? Is it soft justice or is it?
no, it would be soft. Uh, there is no Epstein list. Time
Oh, oh,
plainly.
so so placid injustice?
Flat,
That would that be it?
flaccid injustice would be correct. Yeah,
Okay. I mean, I don't know these things. I'm just trying things out, seeing what sticks, throwing
yeah. I
throwing
don't
spaghetti
blame
at the
you.
proverbial wall. I'm
Yeah.
I'm trying to get something going. I now know that I only have 10 months to get on the Tonight Show, which is bumming me out.
What?
Y'all didn't hear they're canceling the Tonight Show. The conspiracy theory is because CBS had to pay out that money because of 60 Minutes, and they said they're canceling the Tonight Show. They're not replacing Stephen Colbert. They're ending the Tonight Show
You mean the
in
Late
May.
Show?
Late Show. I'm sorry, I said the Tonight Show. The Late Show. I preferred the Late Show. I was always a Letterman fan, and so I literally had a moment where I'm like, I'm never going to get on anything
So
like
they're
that. I mean, I
firing
didn't think
Stephen
I was
Colbert?
anyway. They're ending it. Actually, his exact words. They told him last night, right before it aired. So he did a cold open where he said, "I just found out we will not be." He says it's the best job in the world, and he said, "I'm sorry, somebody won't be replacing me. They're ending it all
No, that's a
in
bummer.
May. In
Yeah,
May, it's going to continue till next May, so May 2020." But I
but I
literally
don't
was
know
sitting
that I'm
there.
overly shocked.
But
I just wish Jimmy Fallon would go away.
but my entire thing is, I like
Leave vanilla alone.
uh, look, the, he's the highest rated one, and that's why all the conspiracy theorists are saying, it's because of he had a tendency to mock politicians. I would say relatively equally, quite frankly, but with the lawsuit and everything, and the guy that left 60 Minutes and all that stuff. And I'm not being political. It's a bummer to me that genre is going away because it was something. I mean, it's just been there forever.
I
I know.
know. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's been there forever, but at the same time, it just has not aged gracefully. I just the talking
No,
to celebrities at the chair is kind of it's
Well,
just
but this has replaced it.
yeah, but my
yeah.
entire thing is, I think what gets me about it is I think it changed too much to be exactly what you just said. It was talking to celebrities.
It's
Like
just you're
I
spoon feeding questions. It's
I do remember a time when it wasn't just celebrities though, and I appreciated that. Like I I,
yeah.
I remember seeing you know Letterman interview Cormac McCarthy, not Cormac McCarthy. I'm sorry, Frank McCourt, the author of Angels. It was fascinating. It's fascinating because I mean, it was Letterman, and it was some screwball questions, but it was a great interview at the same time. He jokingly got him to talk about some very serious things. So anyway, I'm actually a little bit bummed about it.
Yeah.
I jokingly say it was always my dream to be on a show. It's only half joking though, because I mean that was I don't know. There's something cool about being interviewed and knowing that it was going to be watched. And I mean, people don't watch this noise, so I mean, my claim to fame is
You leave
is
our
dwindling.
fan alone.
Yeah, did you remember to plug it in? It ain't going to oscillate if you don't plug it in.
That's the
It doesn't need
worst.
a plug.
That is an awful day fan. Really
Oscillate.
quick, two things. As soon as you said
See,
that, James, I promised my son today is his. I won't say what day it is. This will air later, but today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Quint. I love you. Thank you for turning 8.
thank you
And
for turning 8.
yeah, and still talking to you. Gotta let me finish. And still talking to me and still wanting to hang out. Another year
Yeah, I
though.
mean that's oh man, it comes at you fast.
Another
I'm
year
told
too.
I still have two children. They show up and ask for money. Um
Yeah. And
uh
second,
yeah.
Hard Justice, West Gift, Bryce O'Quay. Check it out. I was looking for a hat before because my hair was all jacked up and I decided to go with some Hard Justice.
I went with the Springfield's cashew chickens.
That is, I was wondering. I
Did you go
got
to
the
that big Bass
yeah.
Pro Shop in Springfield, Missouri?
Yes.
You did?
No, I didn't go in there, but they have one.
I that's the original.
But now they bought out Cabela too. Where was the first Cabela?
I don't
Do you know?
know. The first one that Bass Pro in Springfield is it's the I you could spend hours just in there's a whole gun museum in there.
Do they most importantly, do they have chocolate covered peanuts that you can buy and then walk around and eat while you shop? 'Cause that's one of my favorite memories ever. That's for everybody.
These are for everybody. Really, Phil? After you stuck your tongue and your hands and everything on those are for everybody. Yeah, go ahead and give me one.
I mean, I'll try one. Jeez. I kept the receipt so they know I already paid for it. Good choice. Good choice. Oh,
Big cooler
good
came
time.
from one of those. All right. So, yeah, we're talking about things that the audience doesn't. Now, what's our topic tonight, gentlemen?
Well, I thought we've talked about a lot of different things on this show. We have. We have
What?
talked about, we've interviewed people, we've talked about, but I thought, gentlemen, that there's a topic. It's the 50th anniversary of Jaws, which is kind of where I started down this rabbit hole. But then I thought that what is an important topic that every good, at least every good American, but really everybody may have a stake in. And then I thought, that what are those? There's three things that really cause this country to come together, and that's of course the Ford Fiesta, the Pinto, and the Ava Maria. I think those were the names of the boats. It's boats, gentlemen.
Santa
We are not a
Maria.
country.
Santa
I know. I just wanted to say the Ford Fiesta, the Pinto, and the
Maria.
Ave Maria. Anyway, it's boats. I thought we've never did an episode where we talked about pop culture boats,
It's
and
boats and hose.
it's one of the listen, what you talk about 23 hours of the other hours out of the day, we can at least just talk about boats for 1 hour. No, it's because I got to thinking about it. Boats have this weird pop up in pop culture, right? I mean, there's a ton of television shows and video games and all that stuff that have boats in them. And we've talked about cars before. We've talked about, but we've never done an episode about boats. And Jaws gave us that very famous line, the beach will stay open. But after that,
Yeah.
you're going to need a bigger boat. And I thought, kind of as a nod toward Jaws, but also it's a way to think about how many times do boats pop up in pop culture. And as I sat down and think about it, when I pitched it, because I didn't think before I pitched it, I just throw words out and see if y'all will jump at them.
But
But
usually we do. What's that say about us?
I this who's the bigger fool? Anyway, the uh, um,
Me?
well, I don't know. It's probably me. But
You give yourself way too much credit.
I don't know. I'm not batting 1,000. Anyway, but I thought it would be a good topic. We could actually do an episode about how. And so, Chad, I think you said that you actually, after you thought about it, you came up with some. So at least
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
was
alone.
legitimately, I was like, we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna just suck this whole episode because I cannot. I'm like, I can't think of any. I could think of one, which is of course Titanic, but then about an hour now since before we started recording, I'm like, oh my god, and then another one hit, and then another one hit, and usually when once the the faucet opens, it's just nonstop coming out of my brain. So yeah, I was like, oh my god, there are so many great boats in cinema that I want to talk about.
Well, I only
Yeah.
have a
So
few. Mine are the most famous ones. Not Titanic, actually. It didn't occur to me to do
famous
Titanic.
or infamous,
I don't know. It's pretty famous.
flammable or inflammable. They mean the same
Inflammable.
thing.
Yeah. So who wants to go? Can I say one of the big
Yeah.
ones?
Why don't you start?
Well, because it's my son's birthday and this is in honor of him, the Orca from Jaws.
Hmm.
Okay. You're all not saying
No,
anything. I mean,
no.
Well,
I
no, it
mean,
just said
yes,
in honor of Jaws. I did, yeah, no,
yeah, I mean,
it's the
or I mean,
one.
I think that's one that a lot of people will know.
Yeah.
It's past Jaws fans. So, I mean, the Orca's pretty memorable. They've rebuilt it a couple of times. The original Orca, actually, one of the original Orcas was still in Universal, and a few years ago they cut it up for firewood, basically. I suppose Spielberg had an absolute meltdown,
So stupid.
but he said it
as he
actually,
should have.
yeah, he did say that it did kind of release some stuff, though. He had to admit that he's let it go because he would still According to him, he'd still sneak off onto the lot, take his little golf cart up because you could still get on the boat. You couldn't as a person at Universal doing the studio tour, but you could still get on the boat. He would get on the boat and just lay there. So just think about the trolley, the tram. Chad, you've done the tram, right, at Universal?
No.
Okay, I thought you had. Sorry, you did Warner Bros.
Hmm.
So imagine doing the tram. You're going by the original one of the original Orcas. You have no idea that Spielberg's laying in there.
That's insane. Yeah, I know. I still
That
can't believe
that's
it's
and
gone.
he says that's true. So I think that's a that was my one little thing to add to it. It's fascinating. But the Orca, I mean, we remember they spend the last third of that movie on the boat, and the boat becomes a little bit of. But I do have a question. You did mean boats, right? So because I was going back and forth in my head of opening. Boy, you could open that up to ships because they
Oh
call
yeah,
Spaceship. You
boats
could.
I'm do-
science
going.
fiction boats.
I'm going. I'm going things that go on or in the water. How
Yeah.
about
So
Okay.
that?
ship. So
Because
ships or boats. Yeah.
if I go spaceship, that's another episode to me.
It is
Yeah. Yeah.
another episode. That's what I was going to say. That's the reason why I wanted to bring it up while at first was, because a lot of science fiction refers to the ship as the boat.
The
Yeah.
boat. Get to
Yeah.
the
No,
boat.
I debated on putting those in here, but I'm like, no, that's cheating.
Yeah, it's a different.
So
I mean, to me, that's a different episode. Because and I love a lot of science fiction. So if we were doing that, I would veer completely that way. So no, I thought boat on the again, kind of in honor of Jaws, boat on the water, boat in the water type
Oh, I've got another one.
seafaring vessels.
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
Who's next?
James, do you want to go and then I'll go?
Yeah, I can go if you want me to. Yeah, I hope I'm not stealing this one from Joe because it's one I thought he might also mention. So maybe I
Mm-mm.
should veer away from that one. The Venture.
Oh,
That
yeah.
that
That's a
was
good
that
one.
was that was on my list, but you have it incorrect. It's the
What?
SS.
Oh, I'm sorry, Buttercup. We're not all into your now what are the numbers on it? Let's get if
I
you're going to get detailed.
I don't know.
Well, there you go. The Venture is for those that are like, would they just say what it's from? No, I always take a 20 minutes to tell a story. It's about a movie about them going to find giant apes. I gave it away. It's from King Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in both the 1933 and the 2005 King Kong. The boat
Yeah.
is
The
the
Venture.
Venture, and it's what takes them to Skull Island and brings Kong to New York,
You know
to
what?
Manhattan.
That didn't even occur to me. That's a good one.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones that came to my head. Yeah. Uh
Because I mean, and perhaps too much time is spent on it in the Peter Jackson version, but
Oh my God.
oh
Way too
much
much.
way too
Way too
much.
much.
it becomes a key part of the story, right? In some ways, and I said I wouldn't veer into science fiction, and I'm not going to, but um, the late Richard Arnold, who was Gene Roddenberry's assistant,
Mm-hmm.
said one of the things the original Star Trek, the original series did was the ship was a character. And I think in some ways, the movies where you actually care about the ship or the
Mm-hmm.
shows or the pop culture or the
Right.
novels where you care about that ship becomes, because in some ways, especially not to take it away from science fiction, but to put it into the topic we're talking about, the ship is a character.
Of
As a matter of
course. Yeah.
fact, the ship in some ways is the main character. If something happens to your boat, you can only float so long, and there's things in that water that want to hurt you.
That's not true.
Have you seen a jaw?
I've
See,
seen several
go
Jaws.
see a Star Wars. See, I turned it around, made it singular.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah, that was funny.
yeah. See what I did there. Anyway, but yeah. So I think the Venture is you don't get to King Kong without the Venture. So that's one that
That's
to
a good
me
one.
is right up there with the Orca because I mean that's a seminal. Jaws is the original blockbuster, but King Kong is, I mean, it
Yeah, it's
defies
one of the
everything.
best creature feature movies ever made.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, yeah. So the Venture is one that came to mind instantly for me.
All right.
Chad?
So my first pick is when people ask me when I talk about Joe and they might have a problem remembering him, I use this phrase.
Oh, let's
And
wait
then
for
it
the insult.
and then also it happened to be the name of a boat in a movie that I love, The Filthy Whore
I
or
don't think
Cabin.
I'm dirty.
Didn't say dirty. I said filthy.
I don't know the difference,
But the filthy
but
whore is the
most
name
filthy
of
whores wouldn't.
it's the name of the ship in the
Did
Cabin
everybody?
Boy.
Oh, there,
In
there.
the
You all
cabin
froze.
boy.
I thought I was having an episode. You all
Oh.
froze for me for a second.
So,
Woo.
James, did you hear what the I was referring
Yeah,
to is?
Cabin Boy, the great
Cabin
David
Boy.
Letterman starring Cabin Boy.
Would you
Chris
like to?
Elliott
Yeah,
in
David
Yes.
his
Letterman's in it too, though. It
Oscar
is his.
stealing performance. Is Letterman in anything else other than that? I know he did some
No,
shows, but
that's
that's the
his
only
only.
movie, right?
That's literally the only movie is Cabin
It's,
Boy.
and
Would
he
you
really
like to?
is the best part. That movie's pretty bad.
It is not. It's Would you like to buy a monkey? But it is not a bad movie. I enjoy it. A lot of people enjoy it. Joe just likes to shit on it because
Because it's not
he's
good,
he's
but
dead inside.
sure.
But no, it is corny. It's not a great film. In fact, it does deserve
It,
the a lot of the criticisms it gets, but I genuinely love it. I feel like it's kind of been forgotten.
oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Not a lot of people don't know the Cabin Boy or remember it, but it. I still love it. I own a copy. But yeah, the Filthy Horse. So much stuff happens on the Filthy Horse.
We
Folks,
don't even have to try anymore.
he owns the copy.
Yeah. Why has it never gotten a Blu-ray release or a
It
still
I
needs a
can't
4K.
imagine.
It needs a 4K
cr-
restoration
Uh,
with bonus
bruh,
features and all the.
Criterion?
Oh, that would be
Criterion,
good.
get
that
on this.
that movie, I swear to God, I remember when it finally came out because you could. I never did get to see it in the
I
theater.
was so excited when it was coming out. I waited and wait, and then it never came to the theater in my town.
Had to see it. Knew Letterman was in it. Such a big fan. In the mid '90s, I would, if I couldn't watch it, which I couldn't a lot of nights for school, I would time record. Got now, you folks, that's kind of like your before you had that. What are those called when you had
Hold on.
those boxes to
So,
record things?
so for a certain age group, recording on a VHS tape was sort of like TiVo. Now, for the younger
TiVo,
generation, TiVo was kind of like.
like what you do with your, yeah. So I remember, and then the opening is so cool. It's got that cool nautical kind of animated whatever opening,
Hmm.
Chad, right?
Right?
Letterman's in the first 15 minutes, and then boy, hey howdy, about 20 minutes into that movie, it just it keeps.
It is worth it to get to the point where he comes out of that cave and says, "These pipes are clean." Love the
It
Cabin Boy.
landed just as well then as it does now.
Speaking of actually Chris Elliott, I want to get and I keep putting it off, and they just re-released it again. And I think when they re-released it this most recent time, it's like the Not at All Special Anniversary Edition or something. I need to get Alive on DVD. I love that show.
That was a
I,
good show.
I did love
The,
that show.
the entire Halloween episode where he's in the haunted house and the wallpaper starts breathing. It's just somebody breathing on the wallpaper. I don't know. It's funny. I enjoyed
So,
it.
Joe, what's your second pick?
My second pick, we're up to second. Well, I was going back and forth on this, and I was having a hard time because I actually finally thought of two or three that I wanted to speak of, and I didn't. But this is a movie that I thought was just amazing when I was a kid. Older, I get that it's just a crowd pleaser with Gene Hackman barely phoning it in places. Even though to me, I thought it was Academy Award winning when I was a kid. And I actually will defend the remake. The remake is not a bad movie. The Poseidon Adventure. The Poseidon Adventure, if you guys don't know, is a film from the 1970s where
Just for reference, you all, he's talking about the remake with Kurt Russell, not the remake with Steve Guttenberg.
I've never seen the remake with Steve Guttenberg.
Well, you're missing out.
Have you seen it?
No.
Then how do you know I'm missing out?
Uh, have you seen it? Then
That
you
doesn't
missed
mean
some.
I'm missing
You
anything,
missed
though.
something.
I
You
don't. Do
missed
you
Steve
feel like you
Gutenberg.
missed out on watching the Steve Guttenberg version?
I'm not the one.
Was it a TV movie, Chad?
Yeah,
Because I'll
I'm
be
not.
honest.
It'll play on your TV, James.
Thanks, Joe. No, because there are certain TV movies that I would kill to see again, and I don't think they've been released. I think they're released on VHS. But for instance, I would love to see The Absent-Minded Professor with Harry Anderson.
Oh, I've never seen that. They
Oh, it was
should put
good.
that on
I
Disney
remember.
Plus.
I remember loving it as a kid because it aired a couple times on the Wonderful World of Disney.
Yeah, they should do that. Well, anyway, the Poseidon Adventure, the remake with Kurt Russell and a friend of the show, Bill Sandell, was a production designer on. It's not a bad, and it's directed by Wolfgang Peterson. It's not bad. It doesn't quite hit. So Irwin Allen made these 70 adventure disaster movies. It was The
Towering
Towering
Inferno.
Inferno, The Adventure. Yeah. The Poseidon Adventure, the book, it's just a book. It has a great scene in it with Leslie Nielsen before he went all crazy being trying to do a comedy career the last 20 years. I'm half joking. I mean, he always has that great line. My God, look at that as the wave comes in. And basically, a huge tidal wave or a tsunami knocks over a cruise ship on its top, and they've got to make their way from the top to the bottom, which is inverted, to get out. And there's only four or five that make it. And spoiler alert, Gene Hackman's not one of them. Oh my gosh.
Dude, there's so many people in the Steve Gutenberg version. Peter
Actors?
Weller, Rutger Hauer, Adam Baldwin.
And you led with Steve Gutenberg. Now, I'm not anti
See,
Steve Gutenberg, sir, but you led with Steve Gutenberg?
oh my God, Peter Dobson's in it.
Dude,
Johnny
basic
Bake.
cables, Peter Dobson.
Yeah, the Frighteners and Johnny Bega.
I just took a shot in the dark. So if you've never seen the Poseidon Adventure, check it out. I like the Poseidon Adventure. I just haven't watched it in a long, long time. And you know what? Michael Caine talks about being in shitty, shitty Jaws 4. He's also with Sally, isn't he with Sally Field in the Return to the Poseidon Adventure?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed that one too. I gotta be honest, when I was a kid, I haven't seen it in a long time. I'm sure it's awful, but check them out. One time, won't you?
It's beyond the Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah, so they climb back down in the damn hole where they cut out of the boat where the four people got off to go through, find the blind lady that makes no sense because it's all falling apart. Check out Beyond the Poseidon Adventure
James.
right after you've done with Return to the Blue Lagoon.
But not before you all watch Cabin Boy.
And if you'll fund it, we'll
And
lovingly write, one more time, let's go back to that sinking boat.
and the Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah.
And Harry Anderson in the Poseidon Adventure, where he's the absent-minded Poseidon Adventure professor.
I would also write that. I'm going to talk about one that I love. It's actually the titular boat of a movie.
I don't
Very
think you're
rarely is
allowed to
it
say
named
that word
after.
on this podcast.
Um, but it's set on a boat. It's got two of the best actors of their time period. The African Queen. God, I love that movie more and more the more I think about it. It's
What
one
is
of the movies my parents agreed on too, but I didn't appreciate when I was younger when they'd always watch it, but I do really enjoy it now. And it really shouldn't work as well as it does, but it does because it's Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn, and they could read the mail and I'd watch it.
Yeah, of course.
But it's basically the idea is the African Queen is a piece of junk boat.
Hmm.
Uh, it's barely being held together, and they have to use the boat to stop. I always want to say Nazis. It's not Nazis because it's set during World War One. But they have to stop
D
uh,
Germans.
the Germans in
No, no, no,
Africa.
no. No, no, no. D Germans.
And so this is one of those films, and I don't know if this is the first film where she played a religious spinster, which kind of became one of her calling cards
It did really, yeah.
because spoiler alert, she plays one in Rooster Cogburn and the Lady, which but it's based on a story by C.S. Forrester. It was directed by some guy named John Huston. I
Never
think
heard
he
of
did
it.
some other stuff. Um, it's adapted from a 1935 novel written by C.S. Forrester, and it really is just this. They're two people that shouldn't get along at all. She's uber religious. He's a boat captain on an African river, not necessarily a great person. Obviously, it's not an armed boat. It's literally just a tug, more or less. I'm not using correct
Just a
boat
pull
things.
and a tug, James?
Um, but
A rub and a tug, maybe?
he tries to warn them that the war has broken out. They try to stay, and the German colonial troops come in and burn down the village. And it's all about they're trying to get out, and um, basically they're going to try to take the African Queen and convert it into something that can act as more or less a torpedo type boat, more or less ram it to stop other people from suffering. There's but really it's a character study about them on this boat and her being very religious and them having to come. It's I don't know. It's just it's a great movie, and the boat's a character because the boat is temperamental. He has to keep it running. Again, it's not a great boat. It's not a great. It is not a starship. It is not sleek. It is not. It is what you can imagine somebody that doesn't have much would have as a boat, and they have to use it to try to save the day. And so it's just a great movie. And I did not do it any favors trying to sum it up, but it's basically he always is trying to get the engine to run, so she has to learn to navigate the boat too. And it's just a lot of character studies that you can do from that. And I just love the African Queen. So if you've never seen the African Queen, I think it was a movie that made me I have a permanent respect for Katharine Hepburn. Um, and a lot of it comes from this movie. And Humphrey Bogart does okay. I mean, I guess that's your thing. Uh, but it is a boat movie, and if you've never seen The African Queen, you really should check it out.
Okay.
So my second pick, guys, I have butchered this movie's name for years, and even though I've heard how to pronounce it, I still get it wrong. So please correct me when I say this wrong. So for my second
The
pick,
Cat in the Hat.
my second film, does feature a ship prominently. I
Hey,
mean, it's
shit.
the main it is a main it is the whole point of the story. However, the ship doesn't actually have a name in the movie. In real life, the ship's name was the Contamina. I am talking about Fitzcarraldo,
Oh,
Kloskinski.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Physical. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
What
when James talked about when this was one of the first ones that popped in my head
would you
over
call? What did you use to call Fitzcarraldo?
Fitzcarraldo, right? Am I
Fitz
saying it right?
Fitzcarraldo or Fitzcarraldo? Yeah, but you said you did always said it wrong.
I thought I've always said it wrong, so I
He
just assumed I
he
was
had
pronouncing it
been
wrong.
he had been saying Carl Nostromo.
If you're not familiar with Fitzcarraldo, it's one of Werner Herzog's most famous films. It stars the crazy Klaus Kinski, and even the plot of the movie is insane. It's about a guy in the middle of the jungle who decides that he loves opera so much that he wants to build an opera house right smack dab in the middle of the Amazon. It makes no sense why he wants to do this, but he wants to do this. So he gets all these people on this boat to take them to the middle of the jungle to, start working on this. And in order to get to that point, there's a big landmass in the river. And the only way to get the ship over that is to literally take the whole ship over this hill, back down the hill, and onto the other side of the river. And a huge chunk of the time, it's them dealing with the epic feat of getting this boat up this hill out of water. Uh, and if you don't know about this movie, you should really look it up. The making of this film was harrowing. Not only was Klaus Kinski, who is a notoriously difficult is not the right word to say about Klaus Kinski.
Criminal?
Mhm.
Criminal? You could probably
Criminal
say criminal.
maniac, made it hard shooting this film. But also too, just the so many people got injured during the boat scene where they're filming up till one guy got bit by a snake and they ended up having to cut his leg off with a chainsaw. Is that correct?
I don't know if that's correct. I just Werner.
I'm pretty sure that they had to cut him off with a chainsaw.
I believe you.
I'll
I believe you.
um but it is an amazing film. I really do love this film. And Werner Herzog again. If it's watch this and help me with the other Klaus Kinski movie.
Are you talking about like the remake of Nosferatu?
No, no, no. The one where they're they're Spanish conquerors and they're trying to
Oh,
find
Agira, Wrath of
Agira,
God.
the Wrath
Agira,
of God.
Agar, Wrath of God. Yeah.
Both
Now,
Werner
which
Herzog films.
is very, yeah, never mind. It's not Werner Herzog. Sorry, I was saying about Klaus Kinski. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I mean, we had a director on here who worked with Klaus Kinski and said he's even worse
Yeah,
than what you've heard, and he hoped he was burning in hell.
yeah,
I don't think I'm misquoting him, am I?
no,
And
but
that was
yeah,
it was very serious. He told us some things, and I was like, yeah, I get your point.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's one story in particular he told
Yeah, I get his point.
that I was like, yeah, no, okay. Boy, it's hard to defend him.
no, yeah.
Yeah, great actor.
There's no defending Klaus Kinski. So yeah,
Which which one of the Man with No Name trilogy movies is he in? Is it?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh,
It's not the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, is it? I thought.
uh, no, it's the one that's a take on
For a few dollars more,
no, the where yeah, he's pitting the two people against one
a
another.
fistful
Oh,
of
so
dollars.
it's Fistful
Fistful
of
of
Dollars.
dollars. Yeah, he's
Fistful of
that.
Dollars.
He plays the hunchback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly. Yes.
So yeah, I Fitzcarraldo. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Now, granted, watch that over Cabin Boy, but then watch this, then watch Cabin Boy.
And after Cabin
Now,
Boy, watch
shouldn't you just
African
said
Queen,
watch
just so you
Cabin
can say
Boy
what's
after
wrong with
that?
these guys.
Yeah, watch Fitzcarraldo, which is a epic. It is a cinematic masterpiece, and then watch Cabin Boy,
Okay.
which is not.
Now, which has David Letterman in it again? I forget.
He's the one that gets his leg chain sawed off because of the snake.
So Joe, it's your go.
I was just answering his question.
I know. I'm just letting you know it's your go.
Well, okay. So I was going back and forth for my third pick, and
By the way, it showed up right here. After a Peruvian logger was bitten by a deadly snake, he immediately cut off his own foot with a chainsaw to prevent the spread of venom.
it worked.
He lived.
There we go.
Which is, it's he really just could have called up Sony. I think they've stopped the spread of Venom by not making any more of them movies.
Also, too, the one thing I didn't say,
Each-
when they're moving the ship over the mountain, there is no special effects. They're literally taking a ship and moving it over a huge muddy mountain with just logs.
Now,
Go ahead.
now he's going to, for the third time, he's going to go, Joe, go. We're
Go,
moving over, Joe.
Joe.
Go,
Look.
Joe. Where we're going to go. Now, and this one, since Chad brought up a masterpiece, I want to bring up a masterpiece, a movie that I love, a movie
You've
that
brought up two masterpieces.
I brought up one. I do not think the Poseidon Adventure is a masterpiece. I am going to bring up something that I do love. I should own a do. I can't believe there's not a criterion of this. I have heard another director who worked with this actor, not on this movie, say on one of their commentaries, you know what? One of my favorite roles he ever did. I'm going to talk about a boat that is so pretty. I'm pulling a James in the chat. A boat that is so pretty, a Formosa 51 catch, that everyone would want to sail a boat like that. And Chad, I know you especially love this movie. Why does a diesel love its oil?
You've lost me, dude. You know I am. What is
I
this?
don't. They just do. I don't know. Captain Ron never bothers to explain why the
Oh
diesel,
Lord.
but it eventually has to blow up. And we're talking about the Wanderer from 1992's Captain Ron. Yes, the movie that John Carpenter, who worked with Kurt Russell multiple times, a couple of them being three of them being really good pictures. One of them to go on to be a masterpiece, a classic. Said, the movie I really like you in, Captain Ron. Why does it get so much hate? It's just a stupid movie with Kurt Russell and Martin Short, and he accidentally inherits a boat, finds out his daughter is becoming a teenager, and he wants to keep her away from the sex. So they go to find this boat and sail it back so they can sail it because it's some sort of kind of famous person owned it so they can sell it for some money. And they hire a local person to help them get it there. And who do they get? That's right. Kurt Russell is Captain Ron with an eye patch over his eye. Apparently, by the way, his weak eye is the one he always wears the eye patch on. He learned it on Escape from New York.
Hmm.
There you go. I haven't seen it in a long time. It's not a good movie. It's not, but I always enjoyed it. It's the only movie I can think of Now I may be wrong about this. That has a Dollywood joke in it.
Oh, there's gotta. I'm going down that rabbit hole.
Well, you can go down Dolly's hole all you want, but off the top of my head, that's the only one I can think of. And if for no other reason, it should be kept in the where do they put those movies so they'll live forever? What's that called?
The Library of Congress.
Yeah, I knew the professor would know that. The
Yeah, I don't.
Library of
Which
Congress should
yeah,
include Captain Ron. Way before it Whore's Mouth and Cabin Buddy. I don't remember the name of the boat. It's Whore's Mouth, wasn't it?
the filthy.
Oh, James, excuse the shit out of me. I got so much of that wrong. I want to go dock at the Whore's Mouth.
I bet you do.
See, I now know what I'm going to name my next boat. We're going to go put in the Whore's Mouth. There's so many jokes. So many jokes. I can't wait. I've made
Last
myself
episode of
happy.
Family Guy had Brian gets a boat and calls it the Roe v. Wade. That was smarter than it had any credit to be as a
Oh,
joke. I'll be honest.
yeah. All right, who's next?
James.
Since no one wants the Criterion version of Captain Ron.
I'm going to talk about those things that make way more money than movies in modernity, and talk about a video game.
In
And
modernity?
this modernity, modern times.
Can't.
Mm. And you mock me in my whore's mouth boat.
Anyway, I'm going to talk about this. This will be for four people, but all four of you are valued by our show. The King of the Red Lions. I'm sorry, the King of Red Lions, not the Red Lions. King of Red Lions. King of Red Lions.
Not a
And the
strip
four
club.
people are already like, oh, I know exactly what he's talking
Is
about.
this the Monkey Island boat?
No, no, this is the talking boat that helps Link in The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker.
Oh my God, I couldn't
In
remember which
2000,
Zelda it was. Thank you for
in
narrowing that down.
2002
Yeah, I was
on the
lost.
GameCube.
Blink, blink,
Um,
blink, blink.
But so yeah, the
Or is it
game
Link,
starts.
Link,
You see,
Link, Link?
Link gets thrown into the ocean, and he washes up on the shore, and he meets what he thinks is a talking boat, the King of Red Lions, and it turns out though it's eventually being controlled by the ruler of the underwater Hyrule
The
Kingdom.
Illuminati. Them
Um,
assholes are everywhere.
but it is only because of that boat that Link is able to go on his quest, because the boat shows Link how to fix it up to where it can be seaworthy and takes Link on the rest of the adventure, so he can fight Ganondorf. By the way, Chad, I know you play games some. When did it
Mhm.
go from being Ganon to Ganondorf, or is that a different character? I don't know. It's
I
been so long since I played a Zelda game.
I never have played. I've tried to play the original Zelda on Nintendo, and I was so confused that I just gave up. So I don't even know.
I
You
just
know
I
what it's not? It's not
because
DuckTales.
Woohoo!
they did that with Sonic too, because it was Dr. Robotnik, and then for a while he became Eggman,
Eggman.
and then
And the
it's
movie
Dr.
goes back
Robotnik
and
again.
forth. The three movies go back
Yeah,
and forth of what they call him.
which is what happened in the game, because literally I played the first one and I called him Dr. Robotnik, and I was a teenager, and some kid was like, "It's Eggman. That's not Dr. Robot." And I was like, "No, it's Dr. Robotnik, I assure you." And then the kid punched me and took my lunch money. How a 6-year-old did that, I don't know. But anyway,
Especially
um,
considering you were 38.
well, I mean, um, but
Well, nailed you right in the balls.
But yes, yes. So the King of Red Lions is a boat, and I just wanted to give a couple video game examples because, again, I think that shows how it doesn't matter how far we get away. We have planes and trains and automobiles now.
That's a good movie.
It is.
You know what's
But
better than that? Not Cabin Boy.
I mean, you ever see that David Letterman? National treasure.
Best
Anyway,
part of the movie.
yeah. So I just wanted to. It's just an example of, again, how boats are still such a big part of our pop culture. It's still in video games. It's still, and I mean, that's a main character. You could argue that without the King of Red Lions, Link dies. He drowns and it's over.
Yeah.
And so it's just boats are so everywhere in our culture still. And so I wanted to go with that as an option.
Boats and hoes. Chad.
Um, I thought about going obscure, but I can't pass this one up because neither one of you all brought it up. My camera's going out of focus again.
I
I
don't think it went
gotta
better.
I
How,
gotta talk about the Inferno, One-Eyed Willie ship, the Goonies.
Mm,
I didn't remember it was called the Inferno. In my
Yeah,
head, it was always One-Eyed Willie's ship.
yeah.
Where does it say it on the side of it? I don't. Does a character actually talk about it?
I believe somebody mentions it at one point, and then yeah, nothing's fixing my camera. God bless it.
It looks
Uh,
fantastic. I wish you put some more Vaseline up there.
um,
I love this effect on the old Star Trek.
Yeah, right now that damn rug monster in the back's going to absorb all the water out of the next some bitch who comes in wearing
Uh,
red.
Sir, it's called the Horta.
I'll say it one more
uh,
time. In the
I,
next second, a rug monster is going to come in and absorb all the water out of the next son of a bitch that walks in wearing red.
no kill eye. No kill eye.
so yeah, you can't when we talk about ships, especially in terms of our generation, the Inferno from the Goonies is a pivotal ship that should always be talked about. I
It's a cool looking ship.
it is a very cool looking ship, especially when it breaks through the rocks and fills
Mhm.
off just out into the ocean with One-Eyed Willie on board. Uh,
I
shut up.
just every time I just one I it's funny.
That had the what started first, the joke or that movie? I'm assuming the joke came after the movie.
I don't know, but no one sitting around. I know Richard Donner was a podhead and had a great sense of humor. Nobody's like, hey, one eye Willie.
Willie.
You don't think that ever came up during the production meeting?
Uh,
Not
it
one
it
time.
it had to have. That's
I
all.
I want to ask, but I
Yeah.
don't.
Well, and maybe it was originally something else, and they're like, "Nah, you just gotta change it." Like maybe it was originally, you know,
Big big penis boat.
no, maybe originally it was something like hook-handed Carlos, and they're like, "Nah, you might as well call it,
Yeah,
One-Eyed
maybe
Willie."
I don't know.
Oh yeah. That was my pick, guys. I don't even really have to discuss it too much because most people who watch this podcast or listen to it know the Inferno and know that it's One I Willie. Now, granted, I'll agree with Joe. I don't think hardly anybody knew that was called the
I
Inferno.
swear to I'm seriously, I did not know the boat had a name, or it never occurred to me. And I'm sitting here racking my brain going, I don't remember that being any part of the dialogue during the
No.
movie. And I just watched it again just a few months ago.
I
But I
mean, I'm
mean,
not gonna lie, I didn't pull it out of my head. I had to Google it to say what was the name of the ship in the Goonies because I always refer to it as One Eye Willie ship.
yeah, yeah.
So there you
All
go.
right. Is it time for honorable mentions already?
Man, I got a ton
There
of them.
there's several I can't believe neither one of you brought up.
I'm going to bring up one that I can't believe. We don't have to do just movies because he did video games,
No,
right?
I was gonna say we're a pop culture podcast. Let it fly.
I can't. Nobody said the SS Minnow. How did they
I
all
was
get
waiting.
lost? How did they all get lost on the way out on their 3 hour tour? The
Tour.
SS Minnow. And I even put the SS in front of it because SS is important to Chad.
Chad loves the SS.
He loves it. See, it works on two levels there, James. Should we explain it to everybody? It's a callback till 20 minutes ago when he was yelling at you, and it supports his agenda.
Take off your hat, your coat, and y'all stop.
Why are you walking like that, Chad? You keep saying you're stretching your legs and your arms, but I just don't believe it.
I'm doing my best John Wayne impression.
Oh, they ain't
Oh,
walking bow-legged, but they sure are kicking up.
So, my honorable mentions because I know Joe had these are probably some of these will probably come off James's list. Gotta talk. I can't, Joe. I'm shocked you didn't bring up the Demeter.
I didn't think about it. But I also had another I had another honorable mention.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
That's okay. I no, the Demeter's great. Uh,
Dracula's. For those that don't
unfortunately,
know, Dracula.
unfortunately, the movie didn't work. In any version of the movie they've ever done doesn't work for some odd reason.
Uh,
Nobody, I think it's because we just know what's going to happen.
yeah, it's the problem with the Voyage of the Demeter, the movie that just came out a few years ago. It was okay up until the ending, and
The
I'm like,
ending, the last 20 minutes.
how could you just do that?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
they're looking for ways to make it like, oh, because they all die. It's the Voyage of the Demeter is one chapter in Dracula.
yeah,
That's it. To my knowledge, as I recall, it's just one, it's the captain's log or whoever, the first, I don't remember. It's just that one chapter. It's a good one. Another really famous one I we didn't talk about that people know, and there's actually two, is the Black Pearl and the Flying Dutchman.
I
Yeah.
was actually that was an
That's-
honorable mention. And by the way, I rewatched with my kids not too long ago Pirates of the Caribbean: Curse of the Black Pearl.
It's it
Phenomenal.
it snaps
It's
still
yep.
Yeah.
after all this time.
And again, that ship means something.
That ship means something. Now the sequels, just like anything else, they sacrifice all that character and plot to make the movies bigger and bigger and bigger every time, and I get it. But that now I was just rewatching. In fact, it was just on in my house, like you were talking about, James, the other day. He didn't watch all of it, but just the whole scene where Johnny Depp's trying to steal the little dinghy to get over to the boat with the two guards. It
Yep.
Everything in it works.
Oh yeah.
Everything in it works.
So, Um,
And I'd still, but and you're right, declining returns. But if they
Um,
if I get another Jack Sparrow movie, I'll go see it.
yeah,
I
of
will.
course.
I will.
He's iconic. Sorry, Chad.
It's
no,
like
it's
Errol
okay.
Flynn.
Yeah,
No, the other movies was Mutiny on the Bounty. You got to talk about the Bounty.
Bounty.
Fletcher Christian versus the evil William Bligh, which if you know the history of the actual real history of that, you would be greatly amazed about how who Fletcher Christian really was. But no,
Mm,
Bligh is
mm.
always a horrible person. Um, Eric the Viking, the Golden Dragon.
Oh, that's a
Uh,
movie that it's uneven but has funny scenes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I love it. It was a hard toss between that and Cabin Boy, but I went Cabin Boy just because I like Cabin Boy.
Gary's scary, Chad. Don't
And
he
the,
look mean?
and then my final, Rich, is Joe's favorite movie of all time. He loves talking about it. We can't get him to stop talking about it. The Edith, named after his mother, Yellowbeard.
I just have never been able to finish it.
It's
By the
hard.
way, by the way,
It's bad.
could I pronounce it like Archie Bunker? Eat it.
Eat it.
Edith.
Yeah, I did not know. Boy, you talk about a movie with riches of character.
I said I don't have a problem with Joe with it as Joe does. I've gotten through it twice, but it is not a good movie. But
That's hard to do.
there are some scenes in it that make me laugh hard.
It's hard to do. It is. James, what other ones you got?
I've got quite a few, so I'll try to go through them quickly.
One of them better be Ghost Ship.
I kind of am surprised y'all didn't come up with this one because again, it drives the plot along. It's how he starts to make his fortune in his shrimping business, the Jenny.
I mean, I wouldn't pick it, and it's not because I don't. I still defend Forrest Gump. It's a good movie, even though people shit on it right a lot. But yeah, I just don't care about the pop. But you're right, it's a pop culture thing.
Yeah, yeah. The other thing, the one that pops up about again, this may be another four people in our audience. If you're a fan of Arrested Development, if we don't mention the boat that they intended to call the C word as if going out to sea, but accidentally gets named the C word, um, Lucille Bluth's ship. Yeah, it's just too good of a pun to pass up. The Belafonte. Anybody?
From
Belafonte?
Harry?
Yes, it's an illusion. It's Wes Anderson parodying Jacques Cousteau
Oh yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
the Life Aquatic with because what was Cousteau's actual ship? The Calypso. So what was Steve Zissou have? The Belafonte because Harry Belafonte.
Yeah, that's my least favorite Wes Anderson
Um,
film. Boy,
I wanted to see the new one. It disappeared before I got
I,
to the chance to.
I stand by that
Um,
least favorite one.
the novel wise or young adult novel, children novel, however you want to view it. The Argo 2 from the Percy Jackson series. If you read those to your kids, it's powered by magic, but obviously it's an allusion to Jason and the Argonauts, Argo 2. Book wise, I get my English education degree revoked if I don't mention the Pequod for Moby Dick. For our Jesus allegory line fans, the Don Treader from the Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah.
Nobody mentioned the Hispaniola from Treasure Island. Nobody
Oh,
brought
that's
up
a good
the
one.
Hispaniola.
No one brought up it's by the way, the ghost ship and the ghost ship is SS Antonia Graza.
Yep.
By the
Yeah.
way, I just want to say, when James is done talking, there is one that I was meant to put on my list and forgot, and I just remembered what it was. So now I'll wait for James.
And I know Joe wants another movie based on this, but so I'll mention it. The Jolly Roger, Captain Hook ship.
That's a good
There's
one.
there's also the Walrus, Captain Flint ship,
I am the walrus.
Cuckoo
Cuckoo
Choo.
Chew.
And I've got one honorable mention that's only a boat some of the time, but I've got to do this because this is more or less for Chad. Um,
You're gonna do it. Go ahead.
the Sea Duck. It's a boat sometimes
Yeah.
from Tailspin. And the final one I will mention is a pop culture touchstone. It is actually based on a real ship. And I'll just start by saying the legend lives on from the Chippewa on down on the big lake they call the Gitchigumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up its dead. That's right, the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Craig Dennis called me at 3 a.m. one time to break down the plot points of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
And by the way, if you look at the true case, credit to why am I blanking on who performed the Edmund Fitzgerald?
I don't know who performed Edmund.
Gordon Lightfoot. Gordon
Gordon
Lightfoot. I
Lightfoot, yeah.
almost blanked. You would know him for Sundown.
Sundown,
Anyway,
better
Gordon
take
Lightfoot
care.
is based on an actual event, and more or less what he sings in that very long song that I still love is what happened. It just everything went wrong, and everybody on that boat died, and all they were doing, it was a shipping boat that ran the Michigan kind of not just Michigan, but the Michigan trip kind of
Yeah.
thing. And so the Edmund Fitzgerald immortalized by Gordon Lightfoot's song, but just a fascinating true story in its own right. But it is a pop culture touchstone, much like the Titanic, except instead of being immortalized in books and movies, it's immortalized in that song. So I
Oh my
had to
gosh.
mention the Edmund Fitzgerald.
I've got one more, but Chad, I want you to go because I've thought of something that we all should have three talked about.
Yeah. I got two because again
Please.
these were two that I can't believe I forgot. I wrote it. I thought of it and forgot to write it down. The Frying Dutchman.
Well, I
Oh
said the
yeah,
Flying Dutchman earlier.
No, the
Frying.
Frying Dutchman, sea captain's boat from The Simpsons.
Oh,
Yep, the Frying Dutchman.
Um. So yeah, when you talk about boats, yeah, I think of the sea captain. And then also too, guys, from my childhood, he was one of my favorites. Sea Spray from the Transformers. He was the sports boat that talked like he was underwater for some reason.
I
Listen,
don't
he
remember
had a
that.
condition. By the way, I also should mention there's two more we should mention very quickly in passing, or we're going to get our nerds card checked because we do live in a day and age where the anime and the manga get a lot of attention, and that would be the Going Merry and the Thousand Sunny from One Piece.
Peace. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I guess I should read what I just couldn't make it through one. I think I made it through
I
one
my kids
episode
read
of
the
the series.
books, so my son was reading the books, and that's why I know it. I have not watched the thing, but the
I got
books.
Joe beat. I got through 3 episodes before I gave up.
But it was one of those things where we both did because we don't often agree, but we both agree. It was just some bad acting. It was bad lighting. It didn't to me. It made no sense.
Hmm.
Everybody's so clean on those. But I just none of it worked. Past the fact I couldn't give two shits about the plot or
Right.
anybody in it. Here's where we're going to get our geek card pulled. The Barnacle from Summer Rental. No, 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 that's not where but I did want to look that up because it is one
That's
of my
that's a good one.
it is we've went through a John Candy phase in this house with the little one.
Oh man, what?
Yeah, he
Is
likes it a lot. He likes him a lot.
is Camp Candy available on DVD,
No,
Chad?
dude, if I did, I owned it. I would own it.
All right.
I
But
would own it. I'd love. I can still sing the theme song.
That and Life with Louie.
guys,
Yeah.
what is the one toy, and if we don't bring it up, we should lose our geek license. That is a cultural phenomenon that so many of us still want, and now we're at the age where we can afford it. We have nowhere to put it in our homes because
Right.
no one will allow
Oh,
us
you
to
talking
own
about that
Yeah,
GI
the
Joe
SS
boat?
the USS Flag
flag.
was the oh my God, you were the richest kid on earth if you could own the flag.
Yeah. And
So
now you
many
have to be
people had-
rich to own it.
well, you have to have about $1,200 laying around.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's rich, but it's probably definitely middle class, or as my friend James would say, upper middle class.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That it's above me, above
Yeah.
me. Um, but yeah. So I mean, obviously, we touched on all of
I'm
these.
just excited. My mom got me the biker mice from Mars for my birthday.
Yeah, you know what my mom got me for my birthday?
Hmm.
Was it a squeegee?
It wasn't any of those things.
Was it a shirt that she got on the way to
Actually, she
meet you?
gave me a discarded book from the library.
Oh, what book was it?
There's a stack of them over here. She tends to bring them to me. It's like mysteries for some reason. I don't know who she raised.
Well, maybe she's working, building a mystery, choosing so carefully. Maybe that you need to write this. Maybe, years from now, you'll find out that there's clues hidden throughout them, and you'll have to go on a cross-country trek to find out what your mother was setting you up for.
For me to be murdered.
That would be great. You probably get there as fast as they're going to be
That's
waiting 40 years for you to
40
show up.
years. God, your mother's right. You are a loser. Tubby loser. And you did
Oh,
cause that divorce, didn't you? Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
oh, good times. Oh,
All right.
boats,
Well,
I'm
and
serious. The USS Flag. What was a bigger toy than that?
there wasn't.
I mean,
dude, I don't know. And
figuratively,
I
there
never was
wasn't
a
a bigger
GI
toy.
Joe kid. I know that makes me the outsider of the three of us, but I never was a GI Joe
I
kid.
love GI Joe. Well, I love the toys. My kid doesn't like it. I cannot, no matter what
Well,
I
you
do.
love the cartoons too, though.
Who?
Yeah.
You
Well,
did.
I
maybe
love
your
the cartoons. Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe your kids were rejecting your military jingoistic behaviors.
No, I didn't
No.
know. It wasn't until I was watching them through his eyes how violent they were. But
I love GI Joe. Still
I
do.
loved the cartoons. I loved the toys. I loved Masters of the Universe. I did prefer them over Transformers. My kid's the opposite. He loves Transformers. Thinks
Yeah, see, I was Transformers. I liked Transformers probably number one, then He-Man, and then somewhere down here was GI Joe.
Yeah, I really love the GI Joe,
Yeah.
and they were $5 or less, so you could get one when you went to town. You
Mhm.
know,
Well, yeah, but I think that's probably one of the reasons I wasn't a big fan was my father was a Western guy. He wasn't. I mean, there were a couple war movies he'd watch, but I think the side effects of growing up and watching some of his friends, quite frankly, go off to Vietnam. My father wasn't a big war movie guy,
oh,
so.
here you go again,
And,
bringing
and
it
on
back.
that note,
This
let's
has been
Hold on,
Bonehead.
Bonehead.
hold on. You want me to bring it down further? Did I mention my dad's dead? I can do this all
Yeah,
day.
but you forgot to tell them that you killed him.
No, he
I'm
actually died of
joking, Chad.
he
He
he actually
doesn't
died of
know you did.
starvation. If you want to get technical, I mean,
Oh,
Oh God, we got to get out of here.
I'm not
But
laughing because my
I tell
father
you that
died.
the day your dad, well, the funeral of your dad, that was another one of those. That was just a who's who of people I hadn't seen in a long time.
Yeah, there
I'm
were some
glad your
people
dad could
I
bring us
hadn't
all
seen. That's
together.
my. I mean, there were family members where, and there were people actually that came up to me and be like, "Oh, your dad,"
And Chad and
and
I
they
could
would,
just sit there and stare at your sister
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you
for
still
parts.
can if she don't learn to close her blinds.
Hmm.
God,
As long as she doesn't learn to close her blouse.
I
Chad,
honestly thought James was going somewhere else, but then he said blinds. And I was like, ooh,
why, did you get excited?
no, I
I
was
could,
terrified
I
because
know it. I could stand to hear some more.
out of all three of us, James is the one who doesn't slip. So I was like, is this a James slip?
I
Speaking of
wore
a
a
slip,
I wore a slip one time. I was young and needed the money.
and with that, this has been Bonehead Weekly. If you have other boats that you would like to tell us that we suck at, you can feel free. We will even bring you on the show if you will buy us a USS Flag, because the other two aren't going to keep it at their house. So I'm pretty sure it's going to end up at mine.
Oh
Well,
no,
no, where
I'll put it right over here.
do you think your M&Ms
And
can
when he
ride on
moves
it?
all that stuff out to my basement, when he moves over after he moves it right over there, I'll still we'll still be able to play with the USS Flag.
Would your M&Ms fit on it?
Oh my God, that'd look awesome. If I could put a table where the M&Ms are holding up the USS Flag.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
That and then
classy.
the
That's
Terradrome.
gonna. Oh man, that's better. That's gonna get you right in the middle of Better Homes and Gardens.
You know what's going to get me?
All right, we'll see you on.
Up to
Oh
my
gosh,
knees in it. Talk to you all later.
bye.
Bye.